Hey everybody, it's Matt Day with Founders Floor, and this is my mentor moment where I cover topics and answer questions related to startups and entrepreneurship. But first, a quick message from our sponsor. This video is brought to you by Procopia Law, the recommended law firm of Founders Floor. One of the questions I hear asked often by founders is, what is traction and how much traction do I need? So for an early stage startup, traction is when a startup has meaningful amounts of users and user growth of their product to validate and prove that what they're building and the direction product development is heading is something users want and see value in. And there are signs of a repeatable process to acquire users. See, founders typically build their initial product based on what they believe is an opportunity in the marketplace. They might get some early feedback from a few potential customers, but for the most part, that initial MVP is built with the input and perspective of a limited amount of people. But there are many assumptions that need to be validated and flushed out more from the perspective of actual users. Things like which product features to add, keep, or remove, or what customer segments to focus on, or pricing models and revenue streams. These are just a few of the many components to your product and company that you will continually iterate to achieve product market fit. So the number of users or paid customers that a startup needs to express traction really depend on your specific company. But always remember that traction really is customer validation, that users are starting to like your product. And this needs to be shown in growth metrics from the important KPIs of your company. In general, consumer-focused startups will need to have an early traction with many thousands of users compared to, let's say, B2B startups who might only need tens or hundreds, since typically they have higher price points and longer sales cycle. So an example of traction for a B2B SaaS startup might be 800 paying customers growing 20% month over month with low churn. Or a more complex enterprise software solution startup might have 5 pilot enterprise customers trialing their software for 30 days with 4 of those turning into paid customers. An example of traction for a consumer-focused startup might be a free mobile app with 1.3 million installs growing organically 20% month over month with 60% active and engaged users, and 5% of users are conducting in-app purchases per month. Keep in mind that these metrics are just examples, and the KPIs that best represent growth and traction for your startup might be very much different. If you like this commentary, please subscribe, follow, like, and retweet us on social media. I'll see you next week.